Hey everyone, welcome back. I got the head back from the machine shop, got it torqued down, everything's right back to where I was. I remeasured for push rods. Everything's the same, so I ordered 10 1/4 chromoly push rods. So I'm just waiting on those to show up, and I'm gonna get started on pulling the motor out of the truck here, but I wanted to go over what was actually wrong with this head. I dropped off the machine shop last week, told them the exhaust valves were leaking even though it was a brand new head, and so they checked it out for me, and they found that 4 of the valve seats were out around, and they actually had to recut them, and one of them was 6 thousandths out around. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than Promax really screwed the pooch on this deal. I reached out to him. I didn't expect him to do anything because the head is 2 years old, and I took it to another shop. And I kind of knew that going into it, but the reason I took it to my machine shop is because Promax is the one who screwed this up in the first place, and I really didn't trust them to work on it again. Because if I got it back from them and they said it was fixed, I just don't know if I would have had a lot of confidence in it. So I decided to eat the cost for the rework and take it to my own shop. And yeah, I don't know. This head really never should have left their shop. I mean, they should pull vacuums on this stuff, and I mean, the quality control should be a little higher for the price that you pay for this stuff. So if I were you guys and I was gonna go down this route, and if I were to do this over again, I would either buy a bare head from them and take it to a machine shop and have the valve work done by somebody else, or just take a stock head like this one on the floor over here, port it yourself. It's probably not going to be as good as a CNC port job, but you're going to save some money, port it yourself, and then take it to machine shop and have them put the valves in that you want. That's honestly the way to go. Obviously, the quality control is really not here for the money that you're spending on this. I mean, this head was $1,700. And I don't know, I'm pretty disappointed in that. I mean, I reached out to them and they said, yeah, that's not really our problem. You should have sent it to us, which is fair, but again, I didn't trust them to do the reworking on it. But aside from the $227 machine shop bill, I'm right back where I was. I did put shop air to the cylinder to switch this valve spring back out again, and no more leaks, no more air coming out of the cylinder, so happy about that. So this is where we're at right now, waiting on push rods, and then I can keep assembling this. I did the other day, didn't film it, but I put the oil pump in. I ended up not going with a high volume oil pump. I actually have a high volume oil pump sitting in a box over there and decided not to use it. I went with a stock Melling oil pump, and then I put a brand new pickup tube on it. So that's where we're at there. And I think today or this afternoon, I'm going to pull the truck in the shop and just start yanking the motor out of it because I need the oil pan. And once I get the push rods, I'll assemble the top end with the rockers and everything. And then I want to see if the factory valve cover will fit or if I'm going to actually finish that one over there that I started to make. Not sure yet. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. I will update you guys when I make some more progress. Another thing I wanted to mention is that another thing Promax screwed up is they had the wrong spring locators in there. So there's these little guys go under the valve springs, and they locate the spring on the head. They keep that spring from bouncing around and rubbing on the valve seal in there. And the guy that did the rework on the head said that the springs were able to just slide around and rub on the valve seals, and he said that was going to tear the seal up. So he took the spring locators out and put the right ones in that he measured for, and I believe he said he corrected the spring pressure as well. So he must have some shims in some of these. But yeah, that was another thing that was wrong with the head that the machine shop corrected. Just wanted to make sure that was included. Alright, so I got this out. This head's all ready to go. My push rods showed up. They're chromoly push rods from pushrods.net, and they ended up being 10 1/4 in length. I measured 10.2 on my adjustable push rod here, and then I added 50 thousandths for lifter preload. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all those lifters lubed up. I had them soaking in a pretty expensive oil bath, and then I'm gonna probably put some assembly lube on the outside of these and on the face that rides on the cam. And I'm gonna drop all these lifters in there, and then I'll lube up those push rods and drop the push rods down in there. And then I can start putting my rockers on here. And then I can, once I get my rocker arms on here, I'm gonna get all of them centered this way on the valve. And then by sliding these push rod guide plates side to side. And then I'm gonna snug all of these rocker studs down with a wrench. And then I'm gonna take all the rockers back off and torque these down to 45 foot-pounds, and then the rockers can go back on, and then I'm ready to set up my my preload and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what we're doing right now. All right, now that I got all the lifters lubed up and dropped in there, I'm just gonna smear a little bit of assembly grease on this on these push rods right around the ends and where it goes on the guide plate, just to help things out when the engine first gets going. It's probably not necessary, but better safe than sorry. Alright, now what I'm going to do is set all of the roller rockers on there, get them centered where they need to be, side to side on the valve stems, and then I'm going to snug up all of the rocker studs, and then I'm going to take all the rockers back off and torque it down to 45 foot-pounds. All right, what do you think about that? Looking pretty good. Gonna get all these centered up on here and then pull all these rockers back off so I can put a torque wrench on these rocker studs. And then once I get it all put back together, I could probably lash the rockers, honestly, but I don't know if I'll do that tonight or not. I'm still debating on whether or not I should remove this inner spring for break-in, but I haven't decided yet. But that's what it's gonna look like.